And we got bananas in chat from Ollie95XZ, Sass9602, Charlie Panda, Jay's on fire, Randy Nicole 2002, Liam D, G, Rox, Rapans there with some bananas, ManMen28, Bury Puma 1, and JR3 with some bananas. And that's all the bananas, peeps. Appreciate it. Make it rain there, spamming the banana emotes using your mod powers, are you? Getting away with that emote limit, jeez. Breaking the rules, can't believe it. Thanks for all the bananas, peeps. The bananas in chat mean that we are live. If you're watching this on the second channel, this was streamed on twitch.tv/Asuma. It is not live, okay? I cannot see your comments over there live. Jeez. Right, we got some bizzleness to do, haven't we? We're just going to get into it. We're just going to start doing some digging. We got to basically make this side of the room the same over on this side of the room, and that means quite a few adjustments, actually starting with placing some stone bricks at the top, I believe, if we work from the top downwards. Billman68, welcome to the stream, buddy. Drammed at Twitch, thank you for that perfectly timed comment. Drammed Twitch, they're saying this is pre-recorded, obviously. Of course it is, of course it is. We should start throwing some of these blocks in on the inside, because we're going to have to go back in there and do that anyway. So somewhere here I should have some of the cracked stuff as well, right? Because we smelted it up. There should be another stack of that. I need to use my eyes. So it is a Sunday morning. I am especially lethargic today. I think it's the heat. I think the heat has turned up to a notch where now I've woken up. I went for a walk and I was like, this is as hot as it was in the middle of the day yesterday. It's going to be a hot day. And I don't have to do too much recording today, which is good, because it's hard to record when it's hot. So that's alright. Gamer King, welcome to your first Hermitcraft Livestream. Hope you're enjoying it. We're going to be working on this thing, I guess, and doing a couple of other things as well. Eyes are good, says Rubino. I agree, eyes are good. They help me watch the stream. Okay, so every now and then we're just going to chuck in a different type of block is the idea. I guess all of this got to come down, so we might as well start doing that now. Yeah, the heat makes me sick, says Charlie Panda. I wouldn't go as far to say sick myself, but yeah, it's exhausting. I just, every summer I'm reminded of how much I don't like it. It's funny, because throughout the year, when it's cold and miserable, and you're sort of thinking, oh man, wouldn't it be lovely if it was hot and sunny? No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Jeez, don't you remember what summer's like? The Hotbar. People in chat are now going crazy about the Hotbar. Should I just leave it like that for the rest of the stream? I mean, we're aware of it. We know that it's not at the correct height, but we could just leave it alone, couldn't we? We could just go, that doesn't bother us. It's just a Hotbar. Why would we ever get fussed about that? Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it, peeps? Just to leave the hotbone, jeez. The Hotbar as it is. What do the peeps in chat say? Do you know what? We need to farm vines if we're going to start doing this. Please change it, says Equinox. Rapan says no. MTev says no. See, people are saying no, we shouldn't change it. It's not going to irritate us all stream. How dare you suggest it would? I am behind on the noises in my ear. I've been a bad streamer. The Ranger PL is here resubscribing for 23 months in a row. The Ranger PL, thank you for an incredible 23 months of support. That's almost 2 years. Unbelievable stuff. After 2 years, got to go to the doctor, though. You got to say, hey, I've been subscribed to Asuma for 2 years. Can you check that my brain ain't going derpy? That's what you need to do. Thank you for your support, man. I guess next month, Goldie Face in chat, right? Oh my god, it's Sheepy. Oh my god, it's Sheepy is here, throwing some bits at me, saying, cheer, 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 cheer. Good morning, X. Good morning to you too. Thank you for the bits. Appreciated ever so much. It is a good morning, I guess, if not a hot morning. You cannot not change the hotbar, says Calatron Place. I agree, I cannot change the hotbar. X, how was the first meeting on Let's Play Minecraft Together, says With a TDMs. It was good. I uploaded it to my second channel. I wasn't sure if we should publish that or not. What do you guys think? I don't know. For now, it's just unlisted. Actually, it might not be publishable now, but anyway, it's just there on the second channel. Sweeney Dunstan says, I want to stay, but sadly, I'm at work. Evil Asuma. Are you working for Evil Asuma? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Are you doing his biddings? Enjoy your day at work, buddy. Camo J, welcome to the stream. Rubinio says, cold afternoon. I hope so. I hope it's a cold afternoon. Goodness me, that would be wonderful. What would I give for a cold and mild afternoon today? Mr. Bat, you're in an unfortunate position where you're going to get the sword. I'm sorry, it had to be done. See you later. Let's go around to this side. Aristotle says, hi Asuma, can you see if Guardians will attack any of the new aquatic mobs, please? That sounds like a myth-busting thing, right? That's what it sounds like to me. Okay, so now we actually start ripping out more of these blocks at this point. Are those butterfly nests still in the stream, says LF Gaming? Not at the moment. And I don't know when they will return. Butterfly nests. It's a net, isn't it? Maybe I read it wrong. I did. I read it wrong. Of course I did. It's always my fault, basically. No bat heads, says Rubinio. Not today. No bat head today. But I've already got a whole bunch of those, so we ain't worried about it. There's another bat. There's 2 more bats. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Thanks, computer game. That was very enjoyable. Not. X, I'm sat here with my window open because of the heat. Lol, says Kovac. My windows are open too, man. They're open too. Isle of Derp has arrived. Hello, welcome to the stream. There'll be no derping today, okay? Sorry to disappoint you there. Derping isn't planned for this stream. X, when will you upload the meetings, says with you? Didn't I just say? Didn't I just say that? Oh. Let's go grab that thing. X, our other hermits online, says the Mr. Kentucky. Not at the moment. It's early in the morning, so it's not exactly the time for other hermits to be on. Now, when we do this bit, isn't there like a? I thought there was a case of like blocks falling down. You know, we got gravity blocks somewhere out there on the outside. Maybe not. Maybe that's not a thing here. There's some sand here, though. He says no derp and the hotbar, though, says I love derp. Yeah, see, look, I love derp wants to keep the hotbar as well. We're going to keep the hotbar like this today, peeps. Ah, there you go, there is. Because, yeah. You can see what's going on. So this next bit's going to be a bit of a pain in the bum, basically. Look at them hanging out together, it looks awesome. Even though it was a quick mock-up, it still looks pretty good. Don't think the actual thing's going to change too much from that. So now what we've got to do is remove this and then go around and replace those. That'll actually be pretty easy, this. Don't know why I thought it'd be a pain in the bum. For sure there's going to be a derp, says with a TDMs. You people. You people. Have some faith, man. Have some faith that Asuma can go a stream without a derp. You know, when was the last time that happened, though? Maybe 2017? Kevor says, lol, keeping the hotbar like that is going to cause those poor people with OCD and apoplexity. Oh, jeez. I forgot about those. Hang on a second. Let me fix it then. Let me fix it. Okay, let me... Oh, no, you're going to... Okay, is that better, peeps? That's much better. Excellent. Problem solved. Alright. Okay, now there's no hotbar on the screen, so that's much better. The derp gods will come, says with a TDMs. They will come, they will. They'll come for me. They'll go, you sir need to derp. Oh yeah, and I should throw in the occasional mossy and the occasional cracked. That's the plan. Sometimes I hate you, says Rapand. Oh jeez. Let me put it like this. Let me put it like this. You know, there are worse things in life than a hotbar that is slightly off the screen. If that's going to annoy you and irritate you, is that really worth that level of discomfort? I'm trying to teach you something here, okay? X is trying to teach you, alright? I'm not trying to... Who's saying X is a troll in chat? I'm trying to teach you some life lessons here. It ain't worth getting bothered about, really, is it? Because it's not a big deal. You know? It is really not a big deal. And by not getting bothered about it, you relieve yourself of that irritance, I guess, that annoyingness. Like, it's really not, is it? It's totally not worth being annoyed about. So if you're genuinely annoyed by the fact that you can't see a hotbar, you know, there could be so many worse things going on. It's just, take it easy. You know, chill out, chillax. X teaching? Never, says Imagine No Momos. With a TDM says he is a derpy teacher, I will learn from derps. Can one learn from derps? That is the question. Muscle Model says, so annoying! Oh, someone's missed the point. Someone's missed the point. I mean, it is annoying, but is it worth being upset about? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you're not even upset. Oh, should I make it a poll then? Let's make it a poll. What's the poll currently? Murder or derp? Goodness me. Goodness me. What were we polling about last time? Let's make a poll that says... Okay. Keep or get rid. And let's start the poll. Okay, so the poll has been created, peeps. You can now vote on the screen if it lets you. It might not, actually, because they changed all their software. Halfway is fine, says Robinho. You want halfway back? Give us halfway back. Keep, says Robinho. So Robinho wants me to keep the hotbar off the screen. Okay. That's one vote. Am I too late for fried bananas? Fried bananas? What on earth are these? Jeez, I'm struggling to see the hotbar. Goodness me, it's sort of hidden under my taskbar at the moment. Who would do such a thing? I don't know if you can actually vote anyway. Cut the levels out as well, says Prismarine Void. Prismarine Void wants to go further into the darkness. Oh, this will stop at some point, won't it? Let's figure out when it stops. So, we come down as far as that, I guess. How do we count that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So, 7 spaces of diagonalism. Diagonalism? Sounds like a cult. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get up there. So we can do this proper. I've got jump boost. It's really annoying. What do we say? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be 5. 6. So we've got to go back a way. So let's get on getting this bit here right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So that is the wall. Does it line up with that? I believe it does. Okay, and then we'll come out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's got to be it then. And then this bit needs filling in. Nice. Right, now we know exactly what we're working with and where we're digging to. So we kind of need to drop this down to that kind of height, the kind of height we're standing at right now, I believe. And that'll work just fine. Sweet, that's all good. Let's see how the poll is doing then. Seth says, I guess X is too busy to read my donation. It will happen sometime in the future. Oh yeah, I never read your first one. Good. Oh, I'm just... Please forgive me, it's Sunday. I've got a cup of tea here. Tea needs drinking. Right, there's all sorts of things ready to distract me. Let's end the poll. Okay, so... Oh, hang on. Just putting the... Ow, that was hot. The cup of tea down. So the poll results is that 67% of you... Oh, excuse me. Want me to get rid of the hotbar. And only 32% of you want me to keep it on the screen. So I guess the people have spoken. We're doing a stream without the hotbar then, I guess. Jeez, that's not what I was expecting. Iron Man says, how does X take his tea? In the mouth. Oh, right, let's get the other things back on the screen now. Right, there it is. Sass, I apologise. You can shame me in chat. I give you permission to say shame, Asuma. Shame. Oh, chat's reaction is amazing right now. So am I doing this right? I've got to remove that as well. Sass, you can shame me in chat. You can say shame, Asuma, shame. 12 minutes ago now. Jeez, I'm bad at this. Sass9602 with a donation saying the guitar in the voice channel on Discord was awesome. Really loved it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Sass. Yeah, last night on Discord I just decided to... I've done it before a few times, but I was practicing singing and playing guitar and just decided I would do that on Discord and let people listen in if they wanted to. So a bunch of peeps came by and listened. Thank you for tuning in if you did. I hope you enjoyed it, of course. Sass. Sounds like Sass enjoyed it. And Sass, thank you so much for the donation and support. Appreciated. Maybe I shall do that more often. Who knows? But it was definitely fun to do. Right, now I'm going to... Oh yeah, let's put these blocks in first, right? Let's go... So we get that nice bit of randomization going on. Then we'll fill in the rest of it. Oh, jeez, no. There we go. Who needs XP? No more, says Paper Cat. No more. Get the hotbar down more. We're trying to take it to a new level now, aren't we? Goodness me. At first they hated it, now they're embracing it. Can't get enough of this no derp bar. Goodness me, imagine if we had a derp bar, that would be horrendous. So 5 minutes ago, Fuzzball69 resubscribed for 15 months in a row saying, a good but sweaty hot morning to you, X. Try not to melt. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate the support. I will do my best to try not to melt. It's going to be a tough challenge because it is super duper hot. I believe I heard the other day this might be one of the hottest days of this month ever recorded. You know, and that seems to be a common theme of the last few years. Like the hottest days ever keep getting recorded. Jeez, I don't know. Hottest day for this month in the UK. So we've got that to look forward to. Aphelion is here resubscribing for 37 months in a row. Jeez, people, can you do the numbers? Can you do the maths in your brain space? That's over 3 years. Aphelion, thank you so much for the continued support, man. Appreciate you coming by. I hope you enjoy the stream. How hot is it over there, says Ollie? At the moment, it kind of feels like what would be the middle of the day at a sort of just about bearable amount of heat. So that means if it's 9:15 in the morning, it's going to get hot. It's going to get hot this day, you can tell. Unless the clouds come out. I've noticed that the clouds can make a massive difference over here. Like, if it's cloudy, it can go from baking hot to being, like, a bit chilly. Right, so let's keep digging. And bam, another noise in me. I need to catch up with these noises, don't I? X, my new name, I love Dirt Bar, coming soon. Oh wow, the noises are rolling in. Dr. Bubblehead has subscribed with Amazon Prime. Dr. Bubblehead, thank you for your Prime subscription. Thank you for using it on me. Appreciate that support, and I hope you enjoy today's stream. Thank you for the support. We also have Cuplex here, resubscribing for 14 months in a row, saying, can't believe it's already been 14 months already. Feels like yesterday and I subbed to you. Anyway, have an awesome stream, you derp. Thanks, Cuplex. I appreciate the support. I mean, the months, they fly by, don't they? I don't even know what we were doing 14 months ago. We were probably playing Hermitcraft. Hermitcraft Season 4, maybe. Jeez. That was a good season. You know, that was a good season of Hermitcraft number 4. In fact, they've all been good seasons. But thank you again. And we also have Jay Lenrup. Jay Lenrup, is it? Throwing bits at me doing cheers, saying, cheer, hi X, I love your stuff. Question, how do you think Phantoms will impact multiplayer servers like Hermitcraft? It cuts off the Hermitcraft. It sounds like you're saying like her Mitcraft. Hermitcraft, you know? It was her Mitcraft. Jeez, I don't know if that makes much sense, but that's what it kind of sounds like. Oh, you would fall down here, wouldn't you? Oh, you would do that to X. I'm trying to work in the underground space. I'm trying to make some progress over here. Oh, right, let's go put that block back while we remember. Grass block? I thought it was a gravity block that fell down. That jump boost comes in nicely. What is a mitt, says Cutplex. I don't know, but there's also a Hermitcraft. You know? The Nine Gods is here resubscribing for 27 months in a row. That's 3 more months than 2 years. I can do maths, look at me. Professor Asuma showing off the number skills with the adding and the subtracting. Jeez. Thanks so much for the support, the Nine Gods. Appreciate it. Do you know what I need to do right now? I need to drink some tea. Are y'all fed up with the Hotbar? You're probably all fed up with the Hotbar, right? Is the Hotbar back? There we go. The Hotbar's back now, peeps. Are you happy? Okay, let's continue on building here. My frame's getting a little herky-jerky. Oh yeah, drinking tea. I'm trying to remind myself to keep drinking the tea. Don't forget about the tea, man. Right, and stuff keeps falling in here. It's kind of annoying. Yo-Yo Opis says, please, no! Oh, wait, what? No, I thought y'all wanted it changed. That's so much better, says Ada. There you go. It's much better, that's what I think. Finally, Mr. Derp fixes it, says Weather TDM. Mr. Derp, they're calling me now. It's getting fancy around here. Mr. Derp, jeez. Not just oi, you derp. I'm liking this. That's some good tea. Ada says my OCD is now relaxed. That's good to hear. Now this is weird, says Wuss King. Why would it be weird? What's weird about this? What are you trying to say? You trying to say something? Alright? What are you trying to say? Jeez. I'm just playing some Minecraft, man. Just doing some digging. This feels bad for my eyes. I don't know why, but it's like it's becoming awkward to look at the screen because everything's pushed into this odd space. So much worse, says Ravino. Look what you asked for. Look at what you asked for. Jeez. You wanted this. You wanted this, didn't ya? Where's my Quake Pro? Oh, it's actually awful to look at. Oh God, I feel sick. This isn't, humans weren't made to look at things like this. Oh, it feels awful. Oh my goodness me, wow. Wow, okay. Let's stop this now. Oh God! Minecraft was not supposed to be rendered this way. I've had enough. I've had enough. I've trolled myself. Okay, there we go. You know, that's the kind of quality entertainment you get on these streams, okay? You don't know what you're going to see when you tune into an Asuma stream. Then again, you might know you're going to see something stupid. So maybe you do know what you're getting. We're playing on 100 to 9, says Papercat. Literally. We literally were. He can't stop, says Bad Dilemma. I can't stop. I've got to make it look as awful as possible. I think we're okay to put them like that. And there's 3 of them that need it. And there'll probably be another one soon. Minecraft and X need a Snickers, says Vinny Rock. That's from the advertising thing. What was it like? Need a break? What's the break? No, Kit Kat's a break. See, they're all trying to attach their brand to something. That's what they're trying to do. So they're trying to, with the advertising, they're trying to make you think, oh, I need a break, I'll have a Kit Kat. And it works. People love to think it don't work, but it does. Totally works. I mean, they spend gazillions of monies on it. The old advertising. Peeps, do we want to have a conversation today about something? Because I was thinking a lot about social media recently. I was watching something this morning about how addictive it is, how they're designing social media to keep you engaged to the point it can be bad for your health. Capitalism. Oh dear. Cuplex says, "Dang capitalism." Yeah, I used to be rather anti-capitalist myself, but as time goes by, I've sort of, I guess, learned to look at things in not such an absolute. But I don't like being an absolutist anymore, right? Like everything's always more complicated and more detailed and complex than you'd like to, you know, make it like, hey, this thing's bad, we can get rid of that and fix everything. No. Everything's always more complicated and serious than that. That's what I'm learning. You know, that's what the more I fill my brain with stuff, the more I learn that. Conversation on advertising, says Sebsidi. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the concept of advertising. I understand the purpose of it, but I think it's open to be exploitative. You know, like, and I mean the nature of what it is and what it's trying to do. It's trying to get an idea into your head, get you to buy something. That, I mean, that is in itself just a bad thing to me. Even if it's trying to get you to buy something that's good for you, it's always going to end up being, you know, things can be advertised to you that are bad for you. You know, like drinking cola. It's not good for you. It's not healthy. There's not really any benefits to it. It's, I guess, a pleasure if you enjoy it, but a pleasure that's bad for you. So I don't know. I really do think that that it's not a great way of organising things. Like we as people are, I think, inherently not as smart as we like to think we are, and more susceptible to things we think we're not. Some delicious tea. So yeah, most people like to think that they can't be fooled by advertising. No, I'm smarter than that. They don't influence me. But studies show, it always influences our decisions. The amount of times I'll be, let's say it's like a foreign country, or you know, you're somewhere out of the norm, and you look for a product in a shop. You need a bottle of water. You need this thing. You need that thing. You're most likely going to pick the brand you have seen the most, right? So those are the moments where that influence has its effect on you, even though you think it may not. Couplex says society cannot exist without an equal amount of both capitalism and socialism. Well, other societies have existed before those systems, so I would say no. Like, there have been many different types of systems before it. Of course, those systems have been replaced, or you could say that they failed, but they certainly existed. Stellian says, Asuma, sounds to me like you should just live like an actual hermit, so you don't need to deal with ads and unhealthy products and systems. Well, I kind of do. Like, I don't watch telly, so a lot of advertising doesn't get to me that way. I guess on YouTube you do see a lot of adverts, but like I said, like, I try and tune that stuff out and not really pay attention to adverts. But of course it will have an effect on me. Again, if some company is advertising their thing on YouTube all the time, if ever I'm in a situation where I've got to pick between two products, you know, let's say something breaks down on your car and you've got to repair it, right? It's how it works. You're going to be so much more inclined to pick that product from the advert you think weren't affecting you. Cuplex says, no, I meant a society based on personal gain and community benefits. If you want capitalism, pay your own healthcare, pay for public services like fire, police and health departments. I think the point you're making is that the two are relatable to one another. That you have, in a capitalist society, you'll have a degree of socialism, and in a socialist society, you'll have a degree of capitalism. Because they're inherently set up similar to one another, and both work around free markets. Even the TV is on the phone, says Bash Vogs. Yep, you can watch telly on your phone. Anyway, I wanted to talk about social media. Who here thinks they might be addicted to social media? Let's start with that conversation, because I don't use a lot of social media. I don't use Facebook. I mean, I have it to communicate with people on occasion, but I don't browse Facebook. Never touched Instagram. YouTube, if we call YouTube a social media, then yeah, absolutely, I'm using that. The two that I do use are Reddit and Twitter. And it's very easy to think, oh yeah, you know, I'm not addicted to social media. I'm aware of that. It's not a problem for me. But I have started to notice that I do have some, like, these moments where, like, I'm doing stuff on the computer and I just sort of drift onto Twitter and, like, look at my feed and start clicking on stuff. Dragon! Oh, thank you. That's a nice message. Thank you. Well, kind of. I'm not sure. That might be a bad thing. Jeez. It might actually be a bad thing. Right, let's chuck away some of the stuff we don't want. I'm super addicted to YouTube, says Biscuit Grab. I would have to say I probably am as well. I feel like it's addictive behaviour to constantly want to, like, watch stuff on YouTube or get things on there that engage you or entertain you. But at the same time, it's also a tool, you see. It's also something you can get value from. So there are times when, I don't know, let's say I've just had breakfast. You see, when I eat, I put on my telly, which doesn't have TV channels, but it has, you know, Netflix and YouTube, and I'll always watch something then, and that's good, you know, to relax, to enjoy something. But then there are these moments where you should probably get on with the day now, right? You've done that, you've watched this, but I'm sitting there and I'm trying to, like, flicking through, looking for something else to watch. It's like you're trying to feed your brain something. Oh, by the way, oh, 10 minutes ago, Sass9602 with another donation. Sass, thank you for your generosity. Saying, you are forgiven, X. Am I? Am I forgiven? Because it's been another 10 minutes, goodness me. And I would like to tell the rest of the viewers that think that if I get permission to say something, they don't have to do it for me. As a side note, the Harmony pop-up thingy is working for me. I thought you said it wouldn't work today. I've been told by some people that it doesn't work. So the deal is, they've got a new system that, I mean, it hasn't happened since. Let's, what was it? What? Oh, jeez, I've just somehow lost my own train of thought. So they added in a new system where they would take 20% of your bits, and I sort of thought, well, you know, this system is free because it's, they've got investors that have made it free or whatever, I don't know. Like, and now you're telling me you're going to take 20% of my bits. It just felt a bit, pun, it felt just a bit, I don't know, off. I didn't like it, so I asked them if I didn't have to use it, and they said I didn't. But then people were telling me that it wasn't working, that you could only use the new one. So I don't know. If you're seeing the normal one, that's great. And people haven't told me today, or recently it feels like, that I need to upgrade it, because it was initially, it was telling the viewers to tell the streamer, and that was a bit of a dodgy way to do it as well, I thought. Especially when it's then going to take your bits without really telling you. So I don't know, the whole thing was a little bit fishy, but if it's working for you, that's terrific. I'm not going to upgrade to their new one. Right, and I'm going to have a sip of my tea. Anyway, I'm rambling on. What do you all think about social media? If you're not clued up on this sort of stuff, people in the industry are coming out and talking about how it is engineered to be addictive, to be engaging, and it's totally logical. It's totally logical that you're trying to get people to use your product. Thing is, you know, as humans, we have evolved, or we have been created to live in a different environment. The last few hundred years, our environment has changed drastically. The last 100 years, you know, that has been an incredible wave of technology, and then in the last just couple of decades have we gotten our hands on computers. So these things that we are creating for ourselves that take up a large amount of time, they haven't happened over millions of years. They haven't been fine-tuned and perfected for us to be healthy, to be what we need. And I think we need to be aware of how we can create things that are dangerous for ourselves, right? Even though they come with tons of great benefits, they can also have dangers with them as well. Cuplex says, social media is both good and bad. Yes, it allows people all over the world to communicate and be social, but it has been manufactured into a need instead of a want. Thea says, my mum's addicted to Facebook, jeez. That Jared says, I mean, if you pay attention to your actions, people will always glance down at their phones to see if people have come in contact. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. When you're hanging out with other people, some people are very like they look at their phone a lot, or it's always in their hand. That's something I've noticed. That's something that irritates me a little bit, actually. I always try to just not use the phone when I'm around other people. And sometimes you're having a conversation with someone, you're not sure if they're even listening to you because they're looking at their phone. It's like, I don't really say anything about it. It's just kind of one of those things. Ollie95 says, I just want to say I absolutely hate it when people / friends sit together and everyone, some of them, are looking at their phones all the time. I mean, come on, you sit next to each other and refuse to talk to other people in favour of some text on your phone. I don't get those people. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at a moment ago, Ollie. Like, that annoys me as well. But I wouldn't be, I don't know, you came off maybe a little bit aggressive, but maybe not. Like, we're all just human, you know. It's kind of a weird conversation to have with someone, like, you know, put down your phone. They'll be like, what? So, I don't know, like, yeah, it's kind of annoyance, but I hold that annoyance on myself, if that makes sense. Like, I'll be annoyed about it, I won't make a deal out of it, kind of thing. But in a conversation like this is more appropriate a time to talk about it, because we're having a little bit of a discussion here, and throwing these ideas and whatnot out there. Cuplex says, yes, I see couples in a cafe having coffee but absorbed to their screens. Yep. I mean, you can just walk around and see so many people looking at a screen these days. 1080p 60 is a bit too much for the computer. Lol, the fans are loud enough for me to hear, says Mario. Alright. Someone's computer getting burned out by the quality of the stream, perhaps? Rubinho says, your aggressive uncle will tell you to put down the phone. Maybe you should listen sometimes, you know, if someone tells you to put down the phone. You might be missing out on something. One thing I don't like to do, when I go to concerts, I like to try and take like one video and then put my phone in my pocket for the rest of the night. But one thing I'm not keen on doing is like taking pictures of everything all the time. When something happens, I'd much rather enjoy things in the moment. And a lot of people will comment on how like they love that you can take a picture of something happening and like cherish it for a long time. That's terrific. I agree. But I just think there's something like you miss something if something's happening and you whip out your phone and you try and capture you in it with your camcorder. Pictures makes a lot more sense, but like, you know, trying to record everything. I've seen some really interesting incidents of it when, I don't know, like you're watching something and there's a famous person in it and someone's who's like interested in this person is like desperately trying to get their phone out of their pocket and get a selfie or whatever, and then, you know, before they know it, the whole thing's over and they wasted it trying to record it. Like, sometimes you just got to live in the moment a bit more. The Nine God says, I don't understand people's obsession with pictures. The only pictures I take are of my cat because my girlfriend loves him, and so I send her those pictures. I guess it's a certain type of person, right? Like, I'm not a picture person either. I don't really take pictures ever. It's just not a thing I do. I can't really explain why I don't. I don't particularly like pictures a lot of the time. Oh, these guys are falling down. I kind of like knowing people and remembering people, I guess, through my own head, not through looking at a picture of them. And I can't really explain why. That's just something that I feel, I guess, and maybe requires further analysis. But that makes me not a big camera person, right? Like, I don't think I've ever taken a selfie. If I go places, I'm not like thinking about whipping out the camera and taking a picture all the time. It's just not the way my head works. Cool. We're just gonna start throwing some of this stone away now. We've got so much of it, we don't even need it. Goodness me. Get out of my inventory. I do want the gravel and sand though. And that is most of the stone. And bam! We got a noise in the ear from Sass9602, again saying, you are still forgiven. I'll send you a tweet about the Harmony thing and try to explain what it is doing for us and what is sometimes happening. Just look at it when you have time. If it takes a few days, I don't really care. Have fun and enjoy the day. Sass, thank you for the lovely message and donation, of course. And I will be, yeah, I'll be checking it out. I need to know like what the experience is on your guys' ends because I don't get to see that, obviously. So that's helpful. Appreciate that. Yeah, I might have time today. It should be good. I've got a few things to do today, and it's all looking on time, on schedule, which is what we want. It's what we want, peeps. Camo J says, my phone broke a couple of months ago and actually like not having it, so I haven't bothered to fix it. That's cool. That's cool. Let's get some black wall in here underneath where these fellas are going to stand. And then we can just remove everything we built above it. Because I'm just going to leave the armor stands like that, right? If I take the armor stands apart, that's just a whole bunch of items to manage right now. It's not what I'm looking for. Alright, so that should be good for the 3 of them. There we go, Team Zit hanging out down here on the bottom floor now. Cool, this pick's getting a bit worn out, isn't it? Harmony is Twitch's way of addicting people, says Sebsidy. It might be, actually. It might be a bad thing. Geez, for me it's just a way to reward people. Maybe I should make it less visible, you know. Maybe I should change that up. It might have some addictive properties. Who's addicted to Harmony? Natahana says, everyone is still adjusting to the technology. We'll integrate a more balanced use eventually. I would say that sounds more optimistic than it does driven by rationality. Maybe there's some more thought behind what you're saying. This is what worries me. I'm not sure sometimes we're as good as we think we are, you know. But maybe you're right. Maybe it's all a learning curve. Maybe it's just something we have to figure out with time. But it certainly feels like it's off to a dangerous start. And to get a bit more conspiratorial, or a bit more, let's say, I don't know, pessimistic, there are pictures floating around on the internet. I mean, like, who's got the time to go verify this stuff? But there's talk, there's pictures, there's like a bit of a rumour mill showing images of Silicon Valley workers using flip phones, and this is similar to like people like Mark Zuckerberg and these other like tech industry giants. People have like seen pictures of them with their laptops and noticed that they like tape up the webcam on the front of it, or they tape up the microphone, something like that. And this latest trend is that a lot of the people who have designed smartphones and social media coming out of Silicon Valley are now using flip phones instead of using smartphones, which is a bit like, okay, well, they're the people that make it. Why are they not using flip phones? And it could be suggesting that they, more than anyone, understand how bad for your health this stuff can be, this technology, and they've ditched it themselves and they've gone back to using flip phones, which basically means there's no social media and like no internet on it. It's just a cell phone for calling and receiving. Flip phone master race, says Cuplex. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Did you know that Steve Jobs used to not allow his kids to use his products as he knew the addictive properties of them, says Roski. Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable. There you go. It's like another one of those things that people talk about. Mad Dog Minecrafter says, I have an old 2G phone, so I'm okay. That sounds good. You won't be getting addicted to no social media. Captain Blinky says it's probably not that bad for your health, it's rather bad for your privacy. Well, it's bad for your privacy, yes, but there are plenty of studies and discussion about how it's bad for your health as well, like the addictive nature of phones. Things are being designed to engage you at all costs, because engagement is, I guess, the metric of making something profitable, making it successful. And so everything is competing for your attention, and it's doing so in means that are, you know, like apps and games are sort of designed to release dopamine in your brain, like they're doing the best they can to get you hooked onto playing it, and that's not healthy. Cool, we made a fair bit of progress in this area today, haven't we, peeps? It's dark and gloomy down here, though. We also got to remember that the other side of the room needs some randomization with the blocks. Looking at Xstream on my iPhone and thinking of shutting this addicting thing off, says Rapand. Do it! Go dark. Go outside. That Jared says, I sent a message a while back about taking pictures in the moment, but you didn't read it. Just send it again then, buddy. Man, I love these conversation streams, says Seb today. I'm glad you're enjoying them, man. I like talking about stuff as well. All addictions are essentially bad. They draw time away from, paradoxically enough, from more actual social and personal obligations, says GPDA. Yeah, pulls away time from things that you need to be doing. So earlier I touched on it a little bit, that I noticed some behaviour myself with Reddit. It's the only time I use Reddit is when I'm on the toilet. But then I notice I'm on the toilet for longer than I need to be, and I like to engage with these things a lot. And sometimes you need to hear something quite a few times before it clicks. And I've heard them talking about like the design of apps, you know, being addictive or whatever for quite some time, and then it just clicked when I remember them talking about the endless scrolling feature, right? Like, when something scrolls forever and it doesn't give you a clear indication of you have done this, you know, you have reached this point, or you have been browsing for 10 minutes, like, without that, you get sucked into using these apps. And I do it myself, and then I was like, I've looked at 3 pages of Reddit. Like, what am I doing? And you're just getting sucked into this sort of, like, you scroll down and then there's a new thing, there's a little buzz of information, and it is just unhealthy. It's not the way you normally get information in the world. No, you got to boil it back down. You got to in your mind go back several hundred years and realise that your body was either designed or evolved for that point in time, right? Up until that point in time, and it's like, so, you know, information would have come to people so differently. Imagine it, like, imagine it if you're living outside in a mud hut or something, and you know you hunt animals. Information is so vastly different. Like, these grand concepts of how society is structured that we all, you know a little bit or a lot about, like, this sort of information, like, it's not what we were made for. And yeah, it just shows you how things can be, like, what can the experience be for us when we have them. Yeah, going off of one a bit here, aren't I? Information is power, says Cuplex, indeed. So Sunday 05 is here, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Sunday 05, thank you for your subscription on a Sunday. I like that a lot. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Thank you for using your Prime subscription on me. I'm gonna sneeze right now. Oh, jeez. Oh, that was one of the worst sneezes ever. Goodness me. Oh, that was not enjoyable. Right. Oh, goodness me. Oh. Oh. Setsucken is here, subscribing. Thank you for subscribing, Setsucken. I appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the stream, having a good time, hanging out with the X. Thank you for using your Prime subscription on me. I appreciate it. And yeah, what are we doing now, eh? What are we doing right now? Why do I walk up here, eh? I think I was looking for a black wool. I don't think I have much black wool. There's something dark in there, but that's about it. That looks like black wool, actually. And let's go chuck away. Feels weird chucking away iron ore. I think at some point I want to play this game without an iron farm. No, immediately regretting it. Immediately regretting saying that out loud. Just realised how terrible of an idea that was immediately. Your sneezes are weird, says Charlie Panda. How would you know? You can't even hear it. Well, unless I didn't. If I didn't mute the microphone, I apologise. Hey X, what are your favourite survival add-ons to make the game more immersive or exciting? Not mods, command block creations, texture pack. Advancement packs, says Ninja Shade. Actually, the ones that we are, I guess, using. We've got more mob heads. Even more mob heads on here. I really love the arm. Basically, the stuff we're using on Let's Play Minecraft Together. And vanilla tweaks to change a few textures. Although that's all up in the air for the next update in Minecraft. Because, of course, the whole game and the way it looks will be changing. But yeah, I don't play with a lot of, I guess, stuff beyond my own realm of imagination. Like most of the stuff we've added has come from some ideas and stuff that I've had, you know, things like the armor stands and what was that, Rocky? I think Rocky might have sent me the armor stands idea, or he might have responded to something that I said. I can't remember. But there's the armor stands, the even more mob heads. It's all just sort of stuff that's sort of come from me or this community alone, you know. And we got another subscriber. The subscribers are rolling in. Ty is here. Ty is here. Thank you. It might actually be Tyus there. I'm not sure. Tyus here. Thank you for your Amazon Prime subscription. Appreciate you using that on me. Hope you are enjoying the stream. That Jared says Asuma isn't going to read the message. That Jared, keep on trying, man. Keep on trying. You know how it works. Like I waffle a lot, and then chat is a constant even stream of thought and consciousness. No, like there's a lot of chat and there's only so many messages I can read. Nahatan says, the list of vanilla tweaks, textures and mods on X's site is really interesting reading. I actually want to overhaul that part of my website and tie it into the Let's Play Minecraft Together series. That's where I'm going to use all of my modded stuff, and so what I want to do is kind of get it all in like one page or like one area where you can browse and see what's available and where I use it. Right, we've just done the entire floor, or have we? No, we have. Sweet. Well then, a lot of that black wall's going to go back. Let's place some more stone bricks down, you know. Let's get this place rolling along. Asuma, you seem like a streaky today. Click, click, if you know what I mean. I don't know what you mean. And also, what does click, click do? What is the click click? Why are there so many bats? What's your... Oh, you're on fire, are you? Lighting up the place. Thank you, Jack-o'-lantern. Jeez. Why are there so many bats down here, eh? It's like bat attack in this area. I think we need to get rid of that next. Don't we, fellas? Don't we? We got Zenaf, we got Impulse, we got Tango hanging out on the stream with us today. Sheriff Fu says, Asuma, new Death Grip song. Peeps, thank you for tuning in today's stream. I appreciate it. I hope you had a good time. Thank you. Bye. I want to listen to that new song. See ya. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really want to go listen to that song now. New Death Grip song. Must hear. I'm deadly excited for their new record. Bottomless Pit is amazing. I was listening to it the other day and I'm just like, oh, this is everything I wanted to hear. I am, yeah, so excited. Whenever that band does something, I'm always pumped. Always pumped. I mean, expectations can be a bad thing, but I don't know. Like, I'm ready to hear whatever they do. Sometimes they do stuff like the powers that be and all of that I'm not particularly into. But I'm always going to be down to hear what they're up to. Rapan says, lol, Troll Sumer is back. Just play it, we would like it, says Robinho. I can't play it because of copyright and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to go hear that. I don't want to forget. Please tweet me to listen to that song, just in case I forget after the stream. Please send X a tweet reminder. What I'll do is I'll open up a notepad. I'm going to type in capital letters Death Grips. And then I'll remember this moment. I'll remember this moment forever, peeps. Oh, you're sandstone. I see how it is. I see how it is. Right, let's get our some of those blocks. Actually, let's get rid of the obsidian first. And my inventory is, of course, full. X, did you visit TNT Land? Says JL Funk. I have not visited TNT Land. I don't even know where it is. The song name, says David. I got no idea what the song name is. Death Grips is the band. They're one of my favourite in recent years. If you haven't heard them, highly encourage you listen to them if you are a fan of music. Their album, The Money Store, blew my mind wide open. Yeah, they're just wonderful, and I've seen them live twice. Two of the best shows I've seen in recent years. Just absolute mayhem. Absolute mayhem. Those shows were. X, what is your educational background? It's literally a background. There's not much going on there. Oh, that was a terrible joke. Jeez. Do you know what I haven't done? I haven't thrown any of these like variation blocks around these areas much. Let's change that up. Let's go put 1 or 2 in. Maybe over there as well. So that'll do for me on that front. And now let's get this filled in. Do you know Avenged Sevenfold, says Saiton. I do know that the Sevenfold that is Avenged. If you want to know about music I listen to, you can always go read my blog. If you do the Googles for Asuma music blog, it will take you to the website. I think I wrote about an Avenged Sevenfold record in there. Do you like Coldplay, says Ember. They're alright. I never got massively into them. Yeah, there we go. So we're sort of focusing on a half of the room, trying to work our way across and make sure that we cover all of this. So the roof area is done. What hasn't been done, I didn't really get to the bit I was actually trying to get to when I went up there. Even Harmony has an addictive aspect with all the things that you click on to get extra points, says Rostick. Yeah, that's maybe I should just disable that part of it and just have it so it tracks you when you're here. I think that might be a smart move actually, because I'm talking about these things and like, what does it really matter if you click on the screen? You just get the points for being here. Do you like John Cage's 433? Yeah, I've been playing that song all stream couplets. Of course I like it. It's literally been on repeat. Goodness me. Ollie95XZ says, did you listen to Trivium's record yet? Other records, or do you need a tweet to remind you as well? I haven't got around to those yet. The problem is I've always got just a massive list of like stuff, and I try not to put too much on it, otherwise it kind of gets a bit daunting. So it just kind of depends. At some point I'll get around to it. I'm sure. Like, they'll probably be playing at a festival before long, and I'll be like, right, need to know more of their songs. I believe we were trying to do something over here. We need to get that roof bit up there done. Sleepy Panda MC. Sleepy Panda MC. Try not to fall asleep while you listen to the Asuma with the sleepy voice. Has subscribed using the Amazon Prime subscription. Thank you for your subscription, Sleepy Panda. Try not to fall asleep. Thank you very much. Bye bye. No, I won't do that. That would be torturous. Hey X, can you do a collab with Mumbo? Says Uncontroller Gamer. What kind of collab do you want? What is it you need us to do? Lots of people asking me, do I like this band? Do I like that band? That's most of the chat right now. Papercat says, I'm going to go now before my battery dies. See ya, Papercat. Thanks for tuning in. Boring X voice hype, says Cuplex. It almost looks like boring hype. Yes, we're getting some boring in here. Hype for the boring. Jeez. Boring like a tunnel. X, do you like celery, says Asman. I do actually. Celery's like one of my favourite things to put in a salad. I find it quite tasty. I know that sounds strange because celery is often kind of known for being a bit tasteless, but I actually find it really nice. It's very watery and crunchy, and it's got a good natural taste about it. I'm a big fan of celery. Makes any salad decent. I've noticed like different things you put in salads. Like there's some stuff that ain't always all that. Tomatoes, I don't know what it is. Like tomatoes are always just a little bit, I'm not so sure. Sometimes I can't think of the words to describe it, but they make the salad less enjoyable in an odd way. One thing I've noticed is I'm not good at eating fruit salad after I've had a salad. Salads, like, don't fill you up in the same way eating something with lots of carbs does or whatever. So eating like a fruit salad after a normal salad don't work. I like to put salad in my salad, it tastes delicious. Did I just say that? Did I really just say that? Jeez. Hey X, the subject has changed, but I'm going to ask a question. What is your opinion on Carpenter Brut? I don't know what Carpenter Brut is. Robinho says, are you vegan? No, I would say part-time. Like, I try to eat less cheese. I don't eat meat. I'm gonna eat like a piece of meat on occasion, I think. I was watching something the other day with these two fellas talking about different types of protein that you can't get from meat. And I was thinking, well, if there's a certain type of protein I can't get from meat, I don't want to get this wrong, you know? You don't want to get your diet wrong, do you? Thing is, I've done absolutely fine without eating meat for a long time. I've no trouble putting on muscle or like no noticeable problems with, I don't know, feeling unwell or anything like that. It's been absolutely fine. Not eating dairy and cheese and stuff like that. Absolutely fine, not a problem. But there are some things you know are really good for you. Like having eggs every now and then is pretty much proven to be a really good part of your diet. So yeah, I would like to have eggs on occasion. And from what I understand, apparently some free-range eggs aren't actually that bad. I was under the impression that free-range eggs was similar to... Now here's the problem, right? We'll talk about the problem in a second, but free-range eggs are under the impression that they aren't actually really free-range as you think. That's like if you treat these animals slightly better than, you know, locking them in dark cages for hours on end, you can put free range on it. But I'm sort of under the impression that that might not be true, that actually the free range label is pretty decent, and if it is, it makes it a lot more ethical to eat them. So if you haven't heard me talk about this stuff before, I'm pretty much coming from the place of I've learned about how horrible some of the conditions are for industrial farming of food. I like animals, I don't want them to suffer, and if they can not suffer because I choose to eat something different, then that seems like a smart decision to me. Problems that I'm encountering and facing is that a lot of the information about wanting to change your diet to have a positive impact on the world does seem to be, at times, really quite biased and not like neutral enough, because I can constantly find conflicting information about what's healthy to eat, and I can find conflicting information about how the standards of the industry work. So I'm like a little bit like kerfuffled. I'm trying to figure out what is going to be you know, a reasonable balance of healthy for my diet and, you know, good for animals, good for the environment, that kind of thing. You know, less harm to them and to the environment. But like I said, the information always seems a little bit conflicted and biased. So if you're watching something that's pro-vegan, don't eat animal products, don't eat animals, it's not neutral enough. It's always taking something and then pushing it to the extreme. It feels like, maybe not always. Maybe I'm getting a bit over the top, but I'm trying to make a point. It's like, I get that when you buy meat and it's like, you know, got the free range, it's not free range, but it's something similar to that label on it. The actual legislation behind who's allowed to use that label, it creates an impression that, hey, everything's hunky-dory, it's fine. These animals grew up on a field and had a lovely life. It's not true. It just means like they get an hour of sunlight every day as opposed to no sunlight. Like the conditions are really not great, and a lot of people wouldn't like to see the conditions that the animals go in through for them to become food, right? But there's moments where information like that isn't very clear, and you know, you just want to find like what is actually going on here, so I can make an informed decision and not have the information push to someone's agenda, right? Like, let me figure out my own agenda for how I want to eat and have an impact on the world through that. Like, Jay's on Fire says, I know exactly where you are coming from. I find it hard to find the right information. Yeah, let's turn it over to chat a little bit. Wart's Shoe says, how do you know that someone is vegan? He tells you. I mean, I think stuff like that kind of attitude is rather quite damaging, because you pen people into a category, a certain type. And I know what you're on about, like, as they call them, social justice warrior types, telling you about how they eat this way or that way. Like, I think it's bad to then take that and generalize it to other people. Like, I think it's dangerous, because you don't give the person a chance to be an individual and tell you what they think or feel. They become what you think they already are, you know? Like, a lot of people think, you know, vegans are like front foot aggressives who tell you what you should eat. Like, I'm not like that. I mean, I've technically been vegan for a large portion of time, several times over. On occasion, I eat some eggs. On occasion, I'll be somewhere and the only thing available means I eat cheese or whatever, and that's fine for me, because like that's how I operate. I'm not trying to be like purist with it or anything. I'm just trying to be sensible. So if you're gonna create an image of what you think someone is, then you're gonna hen people in and not give them a chance to have a conversation with you about why or what it is they do. I think it's dangerous to talk about people like that. X, if you're trying to go dairy-free, you should get alternative B12 supplements. B12 is uniquely animal source vitamins, says Gpedia. Let me write that one down. I'll look into that. Again, let's go back to the whole biased information, right? I'm going, oh, this sounds cruel. If anyone knows how you get milk from cows industrially, i.e. maximizing the production of the cows, it involves torturing them. Cows produce milk when they're pregnant. So how do we get so much milk from cows? Unfortunately, it involves slaughtering the babies in front of the cows themselves, which puts them into a mourning process where they continue to produce milk. Like you got to think of it like this. A lot of us kind of look at animals like we do our pets. We see them as creatures that are alive, but in the context of them being used to make products to be sold, they become maths. They become numbers that get crunched. And there are some horrible practices that would make you feel pretty rotten if you understood how we produce stuff from these animals. Now the problem is, I don't want that to happen. No one here does. That sounds horrible, right? But when you go and look for that information about not eating dairy products, all I've heard is that you never need to drink milk whatsoever. Now, I'm not sure if I heard about this B12 before, but you could be right. It could actually be that there's something really beneficial in there, and the information you're trying to get about this stuff is always biased. So the thing that I've learned or been told or whatever is like that milk is basically growth hormones for baby cows. Why do we need to drink growth hormones for baby cows? So there has been some discussion saying, look, there was a point where we never drank milk, and half of the world is lactose intolerant because in different Eastern cultures they don't drink milk. It's not a thing that they've done. So in Western cultures we have taken the cow's milk and drunk it, and in Eastern cultures they haven't, and they're lactose intolerant, which kind of shows you that we had to become tolerant of it. But do we need it? I mean, I'm not sure if B12 is in milk, but wherever B12 is, I'm going to try and learn what is B12, where is it located, and probably going to encounter some biased information. Jeez, everything's biased. Surprise Tulpa says, it sounds cruel, but meat and milk was never that accessible in history, and for tons of people. That's very true as well. So there's an argument that we are hunter-gatherers, we have always eaten meat, and that's absolutely true. But the reality is, when you go beyond the simple surface of it, it's like, okay, now do the research, now find out how how much was it we were actually eating? And several things I've seen would suggest about 10 to 20% of your diet in a week would actually be meat. So that's 1 or 2 portions of meat. So in hunter-gatherer tribes that still exist today in small parts of the world, they've gone in, they've done research with them and found out about their diet. And the hunters are like a portion of the group who we kind of all think, like, you know, in our history and our ancestry, that there were loads of hunters or whatever. They're actually like a portion of the group that kind of give the smaller amount to the rest of the group. It's actually women and children and elderly people foraging for food, picking berries out of bushes, farming the land, doing that job that produced the larger amount of food for everyone to share and eat, is supposedly how it goes. Again, that information could potentially be biased, but it seemed pretty reasonable and well researched. Nowadays we eat too much meat, says Ember. I mean, that should... If what I said about the tribes is, you know, factual, that should be pretty evident. Growing up, like, every meal I ever ate had meat in it. Like, sandwiches had meat in it, which you'd have at break. And then you would have a meal in the evening, which would have meat in it. You would just always be eating meat. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if that's the right amount of meat for us to be eating. What is your attitude towards people who say, I would go vegan/vegetarian, but I just like meat? I like meat too, you know? Like, I like meat a lot. It's tasty. Like, why would you not like it? I mean, well, some people genuinely don't like the taste. I have a friend who can't stomach, like, the look of raw meat. And I know them really well. It's not even a vegan thing. It's just like, it's always been difficult for them to eat meat. So I guess people can, of course, naturally not like it as much as you can naturally like it as well. Yeah, like, it is tasty. I guess it comes down to, like, how you think and see the world and your role in it, and everyone's got different ways of thinking about what they should do. And for me, like, I'm always drawn to learning about what's going on in the world, what's good and bad happening, and our environment. And so for a person like me, it means I'm going to be far more inclined to go, oh, I should stop doing this thing because I learned that, you know, it affects this and that. And if you're not one of those people, it's fine. It's like, everyone's different, and I just think, yeah, just talk about it if you want to, and if you don't, like, it's not a big deal. But I would encourage, of course, more conversation and more engagement in changing yourself to have an influence on the world. I'd encourage that always, but you can't hold it accountable to someone, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like, you can't be front foot aggressive with it. Spangleby says, I dislike the taste and texture of all meat, but I don't know if I just forgot what it's really like. It could be that. Like I said, I got a friend who just naturally doesn't like it at all, and it's not even, like, motivated by knowledge of animal suffering or anything like that. So it could just be literally like a preference. How many people know someone that doesn't like a type of food where you're like, you're mad, that thing's great. What do you mean you don't like pineapples on pizza, right? Like, everyone knows something like that. You just look at it the same way. Just think of it the same way. It's just like that. It's just a preference, maybe. Yawn. Good morning, says Summerflower. Welcome to the stream, Summerflower. We're having a waffle today. We're having an absolute waffle. I don't like the taste of things stored in plastic. What is so bad about glass? And it is so easily recyclable, says Moonshiny. Plastic is like cheap, is the problem with plastic. It's extremely cheap to produce and manufacture, and which is why it gets used over glass. I actually know what you're talking about. I can taste the difference between a bottle of Coke that's come out of a plastic bottle and a glass bottle. I absolutely know that. That's I think that's a real thing as well. Plastic, I'm not really sure if I'm understanding this correctly, but plastic can very slowly be broken down, and it could be that by putting a product in a plastic container that perhaps it absorbs a little bit of the plastic somewhere. I'm really not sure if that's true or not, but I can totally taste the difference between products coming out of glass and plastic. It's not like plastic is the worst thing ever. It's not awful. It's just a taste that you can taste the difference. Plastic is also very easy to handle with, work with, and ship, etc. says Homin. It is, yeah. It's also got huge ramifications on the environment with the way that we're using it. I mean, this is the thing. Like I've said quite a few times, I think on my stream, that I'm like really pessimistic with some of this stuff. Like the amount of plastic that is in the products that I buy, it sickens me. And you know, I put, it's like I put my plastic in the bin, and then I put it out on the street every 2 weeks to get collected, right? And then what I do is I look and I go, man, everyone's doing this on this street. This street is connected to another street with like another 20 cul-de-sacs, and then it's like, oh my god, and this is like, there are like hundreds and hundreds of these cul-de-sacs and roads in this city, and then it's like, Jesus, there is hundreds of cities in this country, like thousands of cities in this country, and then there's thousands of countries. Like, that's how my mind works. Like, that's why I'm so pessimistic. It seems like the problem is on such a large scale, and it's just going to catch up with us in the future, and it's going to be like, we've made things really bad. The process is called leaching, where some of the extra particles added to the plastic to change the properties leak out into anything liquid. Why some kids' toys aren't suitable for young kids who will put them in their mouths. Intermediate, that sounds very interesting. And of course, all the plastic accumulating in the ocean is recycling the plastic back into the food chain through fish and other things. I think it first of all goes through microorganisms. So if what you're saying about the liquid is true, then it makes sense that in the ocean, the plastic can be absorbed by microorganisms and whatnot. And then those microorganisms get absorbed by, or eaten, sorry, by the fish. And who eats the fish? We do. So we eat the plastic we dump into our own ocean. And this is like totally happening. This is like proven. It's you will now in your lifetime be eating plastic that's been, you know, used by someone, chucked into the ocean, if you're eating fish. And probably, you know, how do we get meat? We farm meat, and we have to feed the animals food and water, right? So it'll probably come through your meat as well. And this is a pretty good reason not to eat meat, because it's gonna have plastic in. Jesus. Camo J says, X, I do do it as a GCSE, and you're right. So it affects food and can alter the taste. That's good to know. A couple of people here saying it's true. Microplastics affect the brain, says, who said that? Ozone Man 42. And Ishosh says it has been proven that carbohydrates are the most unnatural for our bodies. We haven't adapted ourselves to eat wheat and those kind of products yet. It has also been proven that only carbohydrates can feed cancer cells, and that's why we didn't have cancer that often thousands of years ago. We didn't eat much of it. Ishosh, yeah, I know that carbs are generally bad. Well, they are. The thing with that is, like, it's alright to say we didn't have cancer, you know, thousands of years ago, but how do we know what we were dying of that many years ago? Like, maybe they got a way to know. I'm just thinking, like, I've heard that kind of speculation before, and sometimes it's like, alright, but we can only like count as far back as we know we've had it, right? So back in the days where you didn't have, I don't know, the ability to understand why someone was suffering or what they were dying of, like, you couldn't report that it was cancer. So it's hard to say, but you could indeed be right. I'm just sort of speculating a little bit. Mexican Coke is made with real sugar too. Real sugar. I thought Coke was made of artificial sugar. I don't know. How would you get real sugar? Because once you try and extract it from fruit, doesn't it, the process, make it artificial? I really don't know. That's just something I don't really know too much about. People were dying of diseases way younger and sooner than they could have got cancer, says Alex. That's true. You know, there's this there's a bit of misleading information that is, like, generally accepted, that a long time ago people didn't live for that long. That's actually not as true as you might think. Infant mortality used to be incredibly high. Like, in this day and age, most mothers can have like a child that survives on their first pregnancy, or like successful birth, however you want to word it. But back in the day, as we like to say, infant mortality, because of, you know, science and medicine not being good enough, infant mortality was very high. You had to have like 6 or 7 kids for a couple of them to survive, and that is brutal. That must have been brutal for mothers. Like, God, jeez, like the amount of suffering we must have endured. Then again, like when suffering is the norm, maybe it's not the same thing. Like, maybe death was more a part of life back then because it was more common. But anyway, all of those infant mortalities brought down the average age of how long people used to live for. And this actually gives like a bit of a false impression. Like, people sort of think that everyone would live till you were 30. Well, actually, if you survive the first 5 to 10 years of your life, you would live till you're like 50 or 60 or something, you know. This is like what's wrong or something about statistical information, is that numbers and whatnot can be yielded in quite a few different ways. So you can use percentages and fractions or whatever to, not fractions, but percentages and ratios to distort information. And that's a case where I don't think the information was intentionally distorted, but it happened. It's like, it seems to be a common thing that people think we didn't live for that long. It's not actually the case. Cancer is getting way more because of what we are doing, but cancer gets also more because evolution is getting complexer, and the complexer an organism, the more unstable are the systems, and the chances to mutate just skyrockets. I'm not so sure about that, because evolution doesn't get more complex. Evolution is a process that's happening, and it happens so slow over so many cycles of humans, I guess you could say, or any living creature, because it's also, evolution is kind of interconnected between species. Like everything affects one another here. So evolution doesn't get more complex. I don't think that's quite how it works. I'm gonna take that bit back. Hey, I forgot the rest of your point while I was talking, but wasn't it related to cancer as well? Like, here's the thing, like if cancer is becoming more and more prominent where it once wasn't, let's say that's actually how it is, like we didn't used to suffer cancer, then it could be that like we just need to stop doing the things that we're doing that cause it, as opposed to trying to like find a cure for it half the time. So if it really does come from things like eating too much meat, I mean, that would be an incredible way to deal with it. Oh wait, I wanted to read that one. Someone posted a message about death and Eastern cultures. I'd like to read that again. Do you know, like, when we're having these discussions and your message don't go through, might be a good idea to copy it on your clipboard. I feel guilty because I waffle. Asuma Voice says, oh no, evolution is very fast. There are examples of evolution on birds, lizards that happen in less than 10 years. Okay, maybe I worded it properly, Asuma Voice. You've got a point there. Evolution happens at the rate of reproduction. So if a species reproduces quickly, it will be able to evolve faster. Also, the environment might influence it. Like, if the environment starts to change drastically, it might prompt changes in the creatures. When Darwin proposed all of this stuff, it was incredibly well thought out. I get the impression that there's not a lot that he has done that has since been, like, people have gone back and go, actually, you got that bit wrong. Like, it's a pretty well thought out theory, and although we grasp like the general principles of it, it's quite deep and complex and clever, and I haven't actually properly studied it like at all, but I'm very aware of how clever like the whole concept is. Villes says, X, can we talk about something else than plastic and evolution? Just to remind you, we are not in school currently. Oh, this ain't supposed to be like school. I don't know. Like, school was so different for me. Like, I'm talking about things that interest me, I guess. I didn't want it to be like a school lesson. Jeez, because school was boring. But hey, this is just stuff I'm interested in. I'm talking about, right? Right, let's look at what we've done for this room. We have, I think now, pretty much built it on either side, but we've got to build the heart on one of the sides. Asuma voice says, I like these talks. I enjoy them too. Okay, now he will waffle about school for 30 minutes, says Joel Kip. I've already moved on. You got that one wrong. Jeez, prediction fail. No, I'm messing with you. MC Dolphins now lead you to treasure, says Billy. Oh, they done a Bedrock update. Let me write that on my list of things I'm going to do. Deadrock? No, Bedrock. Jeez, why can't I type properly today? Let's talk about chocolate, says Summerflower. I like to have a bit of dark chocolate every now and then. I learned that apparently that's really good for you. Like, and when you have dark chocolate... Oh, Zed's online. That'll confuse him. Yeah, so dark chocolates, I forget what it was, man. It's just one of those things. Oh, this is good for you. Okay, I'll eat a bit of that every now and then. Yeah, dark chocolate that's like 85-90% actual cocoa beans. Cocoa beans got something good to them. I love dark chocolate with pomegranates. Pomegranates. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Or pomegranate? I think I've heard of pomegranate. What's pomegranate? No, pomegranate. It literally says pomegranate, and I'm saying pomegranate. Jeez, what an idiot. Cuplik says X. Don't bother with Bedrock Edition. It's just so badly designed now, and we'll go going downhill. Oh, I want to mess with it a little bit. I'm interested in Bedrock Edition. It doesn't feel nicer to play than vanilla, that's for sure. But oh wait, I got rid of like all the vines. Jeez, don't put yourself down. Should make him know I'm live streaming. Sass says, X, the tweet will mostly become an email because the amount of off images and text that need to stay with the images. Hope you don't mind. I don't mind at all. You can always email me. Let's have a look. What are we doing next? I know what we're doing next. We are going to take a trip back to the base. So I kind of need to offload some of the items I got here into a shulker box. Do we have one that looks like it might not really be full? That one might not really be full. So the one problem with this mod is that sometimes you actually kind of want to see how much space is free. See, there's some free space here. Let's chuck away these shears. I don't mind wasting a bit of shearage. Oh! Oh! Can't put it all away. Well, that's fine. Oh, do you know what? That'll do. Right, pretty much all of that except that can come back. Rockets to go to the base. Yeah, we're looking good. Looking good in the hood, homie. That's what we're looking. I need to take with me an ender chest. Why do I not have an ender chest? Feels like I always should have an ender chest with me. And then these things need to be put away. And then we can do the off. Peeps, are you ready to do the off? We're going to do the off. That Jared says, a lot of research on the effects of technology on plants and our brains. There are numerous things that could be causing cancers. The hormones in meat, Wi-Fi, the pollution, the atmosphere, and many things that we have come with the exponential growth of our species. That sounds really interesting. What's like inherently obvious to me about all of that is, again, if you understand... Oh, wow! What is this? Oh, I'm totally spoiling someone something. But let's just say the level of how cool this looks means that you're going to go want to... Who here really wants to check this out? Who here is thinking, goodness me, I'm going to be watching this episode? I'm thinking that. Stonebot. Who writes in capital letters like that? Box of logs. Come on, peeps. Who would... Who... This looks like a mumbo. This is mumbo. This feels very mumbo. Right, so what kind of game is this? Like... Oh, it's an Oh, man. I am super interested in this. Is this a flying thing? might be a flying thing. Looks like a combination of horse race and a light relay, says Villes. Oh. People are saying it's mum. No, it's Rendog, says Viper. It could be either of them, to be fair. I really like the look of this. And I want to help. I want to help, basically. Like, when this is done, if there needs to be any perimeter making or... oh, what a great place to build it as well. It looks like they've got sea lanterns down, which is good, because some of this area isn't actually going to be spawn-proof. Let's leave a sign, just make sure they're aware of that. We'll leave them a sign. Definitely Mumbo, says Silver. You know, the only case I would say for saying it's not Mumbo is that it matches the theme that we built over here, very much so. Otherwise, these blocks would just totally scream Mumbo. The slabs and the sea lanterns especially. So, I did have a sign on me a moment ago. I'll probably have a sign. Oh, I love this mod. Except, no! I've only got one. I always leave one behind, so we need some logs. Let's grab some of those. Do that. Make a sign. Bam! Right. Good stuff. What am I putting away here? And that, my friends, is the wonder of the shulker boxes and the other thing. In fact, it's Zedaf, says Quiblio. It's false. Everyone's just saying it's someone different now. Oh, Zedaf's in chat saying, not me. There you go. It's not... where's false? Is it false? Is false in this area? Actually, no. It's going to be trolly again and just send a stupid message. Let's put a sign right here, because obviously... hang on, room. Mobs can spawn. FYI. This area is not all mushroom, mobs can spawn, FYI. So whoever's building here may now know that, yes, that is a thing. Oh wait, not me either. Oh, False is watching too. We got, oh jeez, my headset's falling off my head. False and Zedaf watching. Cool. Very cool. It's Doc M, says Eons HD. Doc M's on holiday, so I know it's not him. Jeez. Now my headset won't sit on my ears properly. It's Grian, says Crazy Z Penguin. I can confirm there is no new secret hermit on the server. Right, so we are heading back to the base. Man, I love seeing this area expand. Like, this has been such a cool project this season. Now we've got to head back to the base. Summerflower says, lol, poor Asuma is overwhelmed. I don't feel overwhelmed at the moment. Voodoo Beard in chat saying, okay, admit it, it's me. It's been my secret project, brilliant. Spangle says, I bet it's me. Roscoe says it's Sethling. Gentle Manganu says, it's me, I snuck on overnight site. Here it comes with all the it's me jokes, jeez. False's base looks incredible up here. There's so much stuff going on here. It's incredible. I really want to just be able to build. Like building like that for me is such a slow process. I'd love to be able to just build, you know. For me, it's always tons of like, I don't know, revision of ideas, like messing around on plot worlds, trying to create stuff that works. This sort of internalized building though, this works for me. When I build stuff that's, because this isn't the outside of a structure. This is like me figuring out how to do internal stuff that isn't quite like a closed-in room, right? But it's not the outside of a structure. It's not the walls. It's not the roof. It's kind of like that middle ground between the inside and the outside of the building, because there's walls, but they're not the outside, they're the inside wall. It's really weird. Actually, that is the way to look at it. These are inside walls, but the area is so open it kind of feels like... Anyway, I'm waffling and rambling. We need to go grab some shulker boxes full of sand and gravel at the moment. So, I think I want to get 2 sand, 1 gravel. And let's go through the nether here. Building is fun, says Dr. Creeper. It is, I agree. Building is fun. I just... Maybe that should be my goal next season, is to always keep building something. But then again, when there's a new season, I'm going to like start off with loads of technical projects, I guess. That's what I like doing. Feels like we've done a lot of the stuff this time. I remember episode 1 of season 5, says Viper. I remember it too. I'm a subbed on your YouTube channel, says Mark. Thanks for being subbed, man. If you're here watching on Twitch and not aware that I have a YouTube channel, you can go check that out if you want to. We're also playing on the Hermitcraft server with other YouTubers and streamers. It's a wonderful server. What about Cub Fan, says Odin Saxon. What about Cub Fan? Is it Cub Fan? It might be. It might be. There is a new technical player, Il Mumbo, says Spacefox. Jeez. Mumbo Bling. Seth Void. You can just combine names together and come up with 100 of those, can't you? I remember episode 1 of season 2, says Cuplex. I remember that one too, funny enough. I remember making that episode. Actually, well, the first episodes of season you are genuinely going to remember, right? I can probably remember a lot of the stuff we've done. By the way, this area, absolutely mental how much has been mined out over here. See, I'm being smart. I'm not going gazillions of miles away. Oh, gravel patch. We're here to collect gravel and sand, by the way. Check out my gravel pit. Can't remember any other lyrics from that song other than check out my gravel pit. Jeez. There we go, that's my gravel pit. Alright, this is kind of slow. It's kind of slow heading up here. Oh, it be nighttime, be it. Be nighttime. I'll chuck down that, I'll grab this. See, brain smart's activating over here. Asuma building that, he be trolling, says Beard4. I like the theory, it's not me though. What? Check out your armpit, says Cuplex. Do you want a sweat update? Oh, it's a bit damp. Oh god, I should wipe that. Oh, it was funny when I was playing guitar yesterday in Discord. At the end of it, just another sweat update. I was absolutely drenched. See, I play guitar standing up, and I like to rock out a bit. You know, like you got to enjoy it. You got to get into it, and like you exert yourself if you do that. And often at the end of guitar practice, I'm just like a sweaty beast. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Y'all don't want to know about the sweat. Jeez, why am I talking about it again? Talking about how disgusting it was to talk about it. There we go. There we. Oh, that sand can just stay down there then. Right, let's go have a look. Oh wait, is there more? Oh, okay, there's water on the other side. Let's go have a look at just how crazy this whole thing is. Like, it goes on forever, and there's a load of chests. Why would there be chests here? I'm not surprised at these chests. Why are there chests here? Like, oh jeez, creeper man, go. No! Stop inspecting everything. Ah, oh, goodness me. Goodness me. Blowing stuff up. There's a sand block. Someone missed that one. Snag. Snag, that's my sand block now. Right, let's fail, apparently. Right, there we go. It just goes on and on and on. Like, it's just going on over here. It's going on over there. It just goes on and on and on. It goes... Is this bit, that's all been mined? It's been mined all over there. How many blocks is this? I'm going to do this at the end of the season. I'm going to calculate how many blocks of sand the hermits have mined from this gargantuan area. I've actually been figuring out the logistics of how I do that. Let's go to this channel over here. This is an area where it hasn't been fully decimated yet. Decimated, what a great word. Hi. Let's get a nice flat area to walk across. Let's just do this bit. Asuma is not reading chat, says Paranalyle. Paranalyle, stop lying, jeez. Cuplex says, I'm doing the piano in the Asumaverse Discord after this stream. Shameless Discord plug. Shameless Discord plug. Yeah, basically, if you're on our Discord server, you can set up a temporary channel. I totally encourage people, if you play an instrument, to like practice there or perform or whatever. Yeah, we've got like a community of people that enjoy listening to other people play music. It's really nice. Ollie95 says, on the topic of catching butterflies, I think it should stay as it distinguishes between active viewers who actually follow the stream and passive viewers who have the stream open in the background tab or even just bot your channel to game harmony all the time. Jeez. I agree with the botting thing, but maybe I'll just make it far less frequent so it's less of a click thing. If that would be probably the better way to do it, right? Make it worth more points, but make it less frequent. Because I don't think there should be a penalty for someone just listening. As long as they're engaging with it, I think that's fair, you know. There's a lot of times where I listen to streams. Well, I don't watch a lot of streams, but let's say on the occasions that I do, like I generally check out what Scar's up to when Scar streams, and then I might put it on the background for a bit. And other stuff as well. Like sometimes you watch podcasts in the background rather than sit and watch the people talking. It's kind of, I kind of see it like that. Like I think watching or listening to this stuff is just as fair. I Leave Cats was farting in voice channel yesterday. It was actually his trumpet, but it sounded like a lot of farting. Cupflex, goodness me. Goodness me. Kisu Tora says, I don't like harmony pop-ups. It's really annoying. I often just treat the stream like it's a podcast. You should maybe be able to disable it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I could make them be on screen for a little bit shorter as well if they're kind of annoying. But yeah, like I think someone said that you had to do something to see them, which is why I wonder. I usually play stream on my phone while playing Minecraft. I have dual screens so I can play and watch. But yeah, that's a cool way of doing it. There's been times where I've used my phone to put on a stream as well. All these screens and devices, all this information. Yeah, multitasking's got to be an interesting thing. Like, again, going back to the talk earlier about like evolution and whatnot. Like, you were never made for an environment where you're like managing different streams of information constantly. Like even just like listening to music whilst doing something else. That's got to be a bit more of something. Maybe not. Maybe there's actually. I don't know. I was never in the jungle, so probably shouldn't talk about it. Right, let's swap over this thing before it breaks. Goodness me. Goodness me, it might break. Chat is going mad about the shovel. Shovel. Oh my god, shovel. Do you remember what we did earlier? Do you want more trolling like that? Don't worry about the shovel. And we got a noise in the ear. It is Underwater DBA resubscribing 3 months in a row as a tier 3 subscriber. Thank you for the wonderful support, buddy. Appreciate that. Hey X, any news on resetting the end in Let's Play? Yeah, there's one problem that we couldn't quite figure out, and we haven't been able to figure it out, and we kind of forgot what the problem is. Yeah, we want to get it to work. You have to get all the things right to make stuff work. You know how it is. You know how it is. Can't make stuff work if it's broken. And yeah, we just got like one last little hill to get over, and I can't actually remember what it was. So if I get time to discuss that today, I might. But hopefully soon, you know. Hopefully we can figure that out and get it running soon. But thank you for your support, man. Appreciate it. Yes, please. More XVX trolls, says Ollie95XZ. I like the idea of that just being like the emote is just the text. It's like a troll emote as well. The Mr. Kentucky says, congratulations X, you're streaming 1 hour and 45 minutes and still no derps. I said it would be a no derp stream today. I did say it. What was the other thing I was going to mention? Oh yeah, I did some voice warm-up exercises before I streamed today. I was talking to Mayscore about it, and he suggested doing it, and it feels like it's helped. Feels like something that I'll benefit from if I keep doing them. That's my impression of doing it. Like yesterday when I was playing guitar in Discord, I was singing as well, so I did some warm-ups before, and it definitely helped me sing. Like, it just felt a lot more comfortable. I wouldn't say necessarily it made my singing sound better, but it just, everything felt a little bit more comfortable, and the same is of that today. Cuplex says, was it something about the players not spawning besides beds when leaving? No, I don't think that was the problem. I think it was something to do with unpacking, like, the welds. I really can't remember now. Really not sure. We'll have to, maybe we'll just give it a try and do some testing again, and maybe everything will be alright. Who knows? There was something up with it though. ASCII art is sad, says Dr. Reaper. Why would it be sad? It's just ASCII art. Should sing in one of your guitar videos, says Eon's SHD. Well, that is something I certainly want to get to doing. It's just, I was thinking a little bit about the guitar videos because I might not make them for a while. I don't think I'm going to be able to record them with this heat. So I might have to change up my planning a little bit to be more like, if there's a cool evening and it's not the weekend, do the guitar video stuff, right? But I need to like figure out a way to, first of all, record my voice. That sounds alright. And I think it'll end up just being, it won't be like a live performance. It'll be play the guitar, record that, and then do the other thing after. Do the singing after and put it on top or whatever. Even though, like, you know, singing and playing at the same time is part of the fun, it'll just have to be done separately for recording. I don't think there's a way to do it at the same time. The other thing I was thinking was, there was one video where I kind of wanted to cut the performance up and have different angles for different parts of the song. And I was half wondering if, like, alright, so I'm doing this thing where it's like, I'm showing me playing, right? I play the song live, it's, you know, it's a whole performance, but what if I started to treat it differently? Let's just say, we're now going to go for like a creative approach. And when different riffs come in or whatever, I record them at different times and edit it together so the video's got a bit more going on, you know, like there's some camera angle changes. I mean, there's no reason I couldn't do it, it's just, what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to make a video. Initially it was all about sort of showing my progress a little bit and playing the song from start to end, but it doesn't have to strictly be that, it can be whatever I want, so... Spangle Boost says, your singing was great yesterday, by the way, especially that song you said you'd butcher. I probably thought I was going to butcher all the songs. Oh, right. Oh, I know what one you're on about. Especially that one, really. I think her voice is so incredible on that song that you can't ever, like... you can't follow it, if you know what I mean. So, maybe it's not as bad as I think. It's just that you obviously can't follow someone who sings like that. Right, let's go chuck this sand into here. Let's sort out sleeping and stuff like that. We got a couple of noises in the ear as well. Thank you for the nice message, by the way, Spangle. Appreciate that. Like before I started doing YouTube, I was like one of those people that hated hearing their own voice, and now it's just like, oh my god, like my voice is accepted by people, and it's completely removed that. It's just, I don't have a problem with hearing my own voice anymore, which is great. Thank you for that, people. But then, like, the weird thing is it's made me feel a bit confident about singing. It's like, oh, I'll just give this a go, because maybe it's not as bad as I think it is, you know? Sometimes you can be your own worst enemy. Bam! I'll tell you, Mr. Husk, get out of here. Right. So we've got noises in the ear. G-Stab, resubscribing for 25 months in a row. That's 2 years and a bit. Thank you ever so much, G-Stab. Appreciate that. Part of the Goldie Face Club in chat. Thank you for your wonderful support. SH Super CM is here with a donation saying, hey X, can you please try the client mod Fair HUDs? It's a mod that gives you a bit more of helpful information, but costs something to activate and disappears upon death. Love your content. I think that's on my list of mods to check out. I've got a list of mods to check out. Problem is, I never have the time to just sit down and idly browse through them. But I was looking at them. I got a weird feeling that was one of the mods I didn't like the look of. I appreciate the suggestion, of course. Yeah, when it comes to the heads-up display of Minecraft, I'm probably going to be quite fussy about finding a mod for that. So if you don't know what the plan is on the Let's Play Minecraft Together server, I'm going to explore using cosmetic and client-side mods that don't give you like a game-changing advantage, but sort of take the game and make it a little bit different. Like this, okay? You could argue that gives you an advantage. If we're in a PvP battle and people are organising items in their shulker boxes, that definitely gives you an advantage, right? But in a sort of cooperative environment, like the one we're playing in here, those things, to me, seem rather harmless and can give you quality of life improvements for this game. So I'm very interested in exploring some of these types of mods now, and I'm going to do that in that series. So I'm very interested in stuff that changes the heads-up display for sure. Just, I don't know, I feel a little bit fussy about that one. Like, you could put a lot of very useful information onto the heads-up display, and you could argue that maybe that's a little unfair. So we'll see how we go with that one, but appreciate the suggestion. We also have Human Pork Rind resubscribing for 2 months in a row. I'm sure it's been more than 2 months, Mr. Human Pork Rind. I remember that name. Jeez, thank you for your support and your subscription. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Most PvP battles don't involve shulker boxes, says David. 79. Well, like I was saying, maybe you're in a PvP game and you've been given shulker boxes to store your armor and your weapons in or whatever. Like, it's not a perfect example, but you get the point, right? Like, it's not a mod that directly affects PvP, like, visibly, but perhaps it can. So a heads-up display, maybe, I don't know, maybe, what could it tell you? Like, there's one that can give you more information about what's going on with your health and saturation. You could argue that that information gives you an advantage in PvP. Like, you could have maybe a better idea of when your hunger was going to run out and you could stop sprinting. You could display stuff like your armor damage on this bit. You could argue that gives you an advantage because you don't have to look directly at it, which slows you down. If you're in a PvP battle, you see that your armor's about to break and it needs replacing. Am I making sense? Like, things that aren't directly related to it can actually affect it. So anyway, like, that's why it's cool to use this stuff in a non-PvP environment. If you're in a PvP environment, you pretty much need a fair playing field across many fronts. I wonder where's the border between tweaks like Shulker Viewer and cheaty like X-Ray. Oh, there's always a line, and that line's going to be different for everyone, right? Which is why I'm looking at stuff that most people are probably going to be alright with, because it's like quality of life stuff. Just seems pretty obvious. You know, you could have a better display of information. Some purists might say no, like you should play it the way it is. And that's fine. That's fine. That's why I'm just experimenting on that season. It's Fozzie is here, resubscribing for 4 months in a row, saying it's Fozzie subscribing for 4 months in a row, saying it's Fozzie subscribing for 4 months in a row. Saying, no, I'm only messing around. Fozzie's message is literally, it's Fozzie subscribing for 4 months in a row. You're trying to make me sound silly, ain't you, Fozzie? I'll see what your plan is. You're trying to make me sound like some sort of derp. Appreciate it, man. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Also, didn't we talk about doing a building competition on play.sumavoid.com? If you're still interested in that, we should get that organised. I've got it on some notes somewhere that there was something that needed doing. But let me know. Also, Ollie95XZ is here with a donation saying, do not read out loud. I will read it quietly then. No, I'm going to read this. It's a good idea, I will say. It's an interesting idea. I've actually got something in the works for that one, Ollie. I like that, though. I like that a lot. I don't think that will be what we'll do, because I've got something else in the works, but that's a good one. That is a good one. I appreciate it, Ollie. Thank you as always for the donation and the support. Hope you've enjoyed today's stream. Had a good time hanging out with us. We've almost got our 2 boxes full of sand. We just need 1 full of gravel next. Twitch sucks, says Kapu Gaming. Your argument cannot be boiled down to 1 word. That's what I say. Angry K9 says, I won a 6th generation iPad in a raffle at work, but I have no idea what to do with it. Ha! I swore I'd never own an Apple product, but it was free. Same here, I got my iPad for free. Reading books on an iPad is really good. Yeah, look into that. Look into the whole reading books. Like, iPads are good for reading books. Get Mini Metro on your iPad. That's a fantastic little thing to play if you're stuck somewhere and need to pass a little bit of time, have fun playing a game. There's a couple of other really good games you can get on there as well, like card games, solitaire, stuff like that. But Mini Metro is really great to play on the iPad. Felt very, very compatible for that platform. Right, I've just realised I've got more than I needed, so that's good. Right, there we go. Let's chuck those things into there. Let's get rid of this noise. And now we've got to go to the bottom of the ocean, peeps. Bam. Right. Where is the ocean? we're just in the middle. How much did we just do, by the way? Oh, jeez. Because that was there. We just sort of done this little area here. There we go. Yeah, not a crazy amount, but we did something. And I think the ocean is in this direction. Any plans to build a bridge between False and your islands, X, says Crazy Penguin. I did want to do that earlier in the season, but when the biome project didn't really when that sort of fell apart, I don't know, because it's just going to be a bridge to like a dirt area, and yeah, it's been on my list like since day one though to build a bridge between our islands, but I wanted to have something on the outside first, and then that whole thing kind of unfortunately, yeah. Anyway, I've been getting back into doing the biome stuff a little bit. Oh, well, you would be, wouldn't you? You would be the wrong type of shovel. Oh, you're making my life difficult, are you? Silk of the Touch is what I need. I need that Silk of the Touch. There we go. And now we can just gently mine all of this stuff right here. Don't you mean Silk of Touch? No, don't you mean Touch of Silk, says Dr. Creeper. I could mean either thing, really. I could mean either thing. I'm not sure if, like, getting resources for here would really ever affect anything. From up above, when you look down at the ocean, you don't really see the gravel, so ripping these materials off of it probably ain't going to make these areas look that ugly. What's interesting about sand is that it's like there's one biome that's always going to get destroyed in this game, and it's deserts. And that's an interesting thing to have in the game. You know, for people playing in the world together, chances are you go visit a desert, you're always just going to find some decimated area. Is that fair? You know, is that fair on the deserts? Deserts need rights too, you know. They need the right to not be harvested for resources. Ah, is that a gravel patch at the surface? It is. Cool. This is a good way to get a lot of gravel quickly. What are we making, says BWAC Pro. We're making a mess. We're just doing resource gathering. That's the kind of grindy stuff we get up to on these streams. We were building earlier. It takes hours to do that stuff. It's crazy. Is that another gravel patch just here? It is, look. There's another one right there. Unbelievable. Well, that's good fortune. Build your base inside an ocean, X, says Trivium. I mean, I built my base with an ocean around it. Is that good enough? Wow, gravel, says Dr. Creeper. Wow, gravel indeed. Wow, gravel! So exciting. Riveting entertainment here. Jeez. This is a gravel stream. That's what the peeps want. Lol, Fortune X, you're using Silk Touch. I am using Silk Touch, yes. Oh, we got a lot of that quickly, didn't we? Right, and there's 2 nice gravel patches. That was good. Yo, what up X, says Jack Oot. Jack Toot. Not much man, just collecting the gravel. Gravel Master, says Angel Rosebringer. We're the Gravel Masters. This is what this game we came here for, says Ziff. Just came here for some gravel, did you? I see. Gravel farming with drowned attacking soon, says Caro. Ah, that's a good point, actually. That's a good point. We'll need more sea pickles. Yeah, that'll be a huge pain in the butt, just spawning underwater. Huh. That's really something to think about, isn't it? Gravel Getters Anonymous, says Angry K9. Gravel Getters Anonymous. We're a support club. We need to help each other here, peeps. We've got a gravel problem. And you're always going to leave trails of gravel behind. That's one of the things doing this. I'm not sure if it's really worth running back to pick it all up, but don't want to be wasteful, do I? X, where are you from? Says that Natsukarama. I can't say your name properly. I know I butchered it. I'm from the U of K. The U of the K. Right. Oh, apparently that one already had sand in it. Well. How did it have sand in it? I really thought I picked up 3 empty ones. Apparently I didn't. What's the gravel problem? There isn't enough, is there? Fair point, says Pyodonian. What gravel problem? Oh no, with drowns. Drowns will spawn down here and they will attack you. So what we're doing right now in 1.13, we would be constantly harassed by drowns, possibly. I mean, it depends on how frequently they spawn, right? If the caves are lit up below you, probably more frequently. So this could be like a difficult activity, which means you'd have to collect lots of it from caving. So if you want to use a lot of gravel, like we do on Hermitcraft, like a lot of people use gravel, you're going to have to collect it from caving a lot more. Like, that's not a material you're going to go caving and throw away ever. And imagine having to cave just for gravel. That would be insane. That would be absolute madness. Right, let's pick up all the stuff that gets left behind as well. Very good in the hood. The gravel would also float up to the surface, says J. Bank. Oh yeah, so it would. Oh, that's going to be super different. I do wonder if Mojang ever consider this sort of stuff. I'm not too fussed about stuff changing big time. Like, kind of keeps the game interesting for me. But sometimes it's a little bit like, oh yeah, that might end up being a big pain in the butt. I wonder if Mojang sort of thought about that. Hey, let's change items flowing upwards in water. Now, what will that affect? I always get the impression they don't like particularly run through the ramifications of the changes. I also if they do, I don't think they play survival Minecraft enough to know. I mean, Jeb built an Enderman farm using dirt blocks. That says a lot. This is a lot. That's like it tells you a lot about who's making the game and who's playing it, right? Like, there are people playing the game that understand it a lot better than the people that are making it. And yeah, that's the thing, I guess. Also, torch air sockets won't work, says Billy. Oh, that's true. You'll have to get your turtle hat sorted out first of all, wouldn't you? Your priorities will change as a player. And you'll be old then. You'll have responsibilities like getting a turtle helmet, and you'll be saying, back in the day, we just used to put a torch under the water. And the young'uns will be telling you, you're crazy, that doesn't do anything. Jeez. This is very soothing. Silvera Public says an Australian hello to all that just joined. Is that an upside down hello? You are literally upside down. Imagine that though, like in relation to someone on the other side of the planet right now, if you were all of a sudden side by side, someone would be upside down. I mean, it's probably not that interesting, but it's just the things my brain think about, alright? It's just what it thinks about. It keeps it up at night. I can't sleep, people are upside down. It's not right. Is Jeb in Hermitcraft 5, says Angel Rosebringer. No. Some of you may not know that Dinnerbone and Mark used to be members of Hermitcraft back in Season 1. Oi, we're not upside down, says Cuplex. You're going to say that I'm upside down, aren't you? Oh, we filled... Oh, I didn't realise. Well, we just got to fill up our inventory then. Hey, you're upside down to us, says Viper. There you go. There it is. So how much free space I've got? I've got a fair little bit of free space. That was pretty good. That was pretty resourceful. Get it? Who is Dinnerbone, says Angel Rosebringer. Dinnerbone is a man who is upside down permanently and is also one of the developers of Minecraft. If you search for Dinnerbone on Twitter and you find the right person, he tweets about stuff he's deving and other things as well. But he's the guy who releases the snapshots. Right, let's... Yes! First time, wonderful. Is he also a YouTuber, says Angel Rose? No. Although, when he was on Hermitcraft, he did make a couple of episodes. I think he did. Or did he record and have trouble making a video? I can't remember. Nathan Adams, Dinnerbone, says Billy. That's the guy. Cuplex says, I don't remember much of Season 1. Well, it's all on YouTube. Do you want to go watch it? Rightio then, we're back at the base. Oh. No, I didn't have enough momentum. Jeez, I was gonna go through the tunnel. Let's go through the tunnel. That's gonna put me in the water, isn't it? No, it didn't. Right, let's pretend we're over here. Oh, look at this fancy new tunnel. Isn't it wonderful? Doesn't it look amazing in here? You sound much different to now in the first Hermitcraft, says that Jared. Well, back in the first Hermitcraft, I was pretty brand new at this whole thing. But anyway, peeps, that's where we're going to end today's stream. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone for coming by and checking it out. If you have enjoyed it, that's awesome. So yeah, thank you to all the people who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. Appreciate you all for coming by and hanging out with me. And I'm going to do a raid. We're going to find someone to raid. Apparently no one I know is streaming. Therefore, we'll pick a random Minecraft channel. That is what we will do. So let's go find someone with next to no viewers. By the way, I don't know where I'm sending you. Let's hope it's English. Let's hope it's family friendly. If it's not, I apologise. But the idea is just to yeah, help someone out with not a lot of viewers. God, everyone's foreign on here, it seems. Okay, that is written in English. Right, I'm sending you to this person. I hope you enjoy it. Anyway, that's it from me. See you later. Bye-bye.